Good afternoon, colleagues and friends. Welcome to Faculty Convocation. My name is Professor Amy Newcomb, and I am the Assistant Provost for Faculty Affairs in the Office of the Provost, and it's my pleasure to convene us here today as we recognize faculty accomplishments in a very special way. We will welcome our new faculty. To access today's program, you may use campus Wi-Fi, or you may turn off your Wi-Fi and use your cellular plan to do that. Traditionally, we begin our program with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Singing the national anthem this afternoon is Zina Karam, class of 2024, accompanied by Emmett Fitzgerald, class of 2024. Please stand. Remain standing, sorry. Stand more. And join in the singing of our national anthem, and then remain standing for the invocation that will be delivered by Father Antonio Sorrento, chaplain of the IHS campus.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Loving Father, our hearts are filled with wonder as we contemplate your works. From age to age, your providence is beyond all telling. Today, we thank you for this gift of new beginning. And in a special way, we are grateful for these men and women whom you have gathered to uphold a mission of honing the minds of those whom you entrusted to us in the pursuit of excellence. Loving Father, sanctify us by the truth and touch us by your grace, that we may be good stewards of your gifts and worthy conduits of your wisdom in the sacred endeavor. Help us always to be attuned to your directions, that we, in return, may abound in good works. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, God forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father. Please be seated. President Nair, Mrs. Nair, Provost Passerini, Dr. Balkan, newly promoted faculty and colleagues, welcome to our annual faculty convocation. Also, I welcome the deans of our colleges and schools and the members of the Faculty Convocation Planning Committee. This afternoon, we celebrate the bonds that join us together and share with renewed energy and excitement as we begin this new academic year. But first, we're going to take a moment to honor and remember the faculty members who have left us this academic year. I invite Dr. Alan Delosier, University Libraries, to present the necrology.
Thank you, Professor Newcomb. We remember and honor our fellow faculty who have passed away during the past year. They are Richard P. Adenero, Professor Emeritus, Political Science, College of Arts and Sciences. Robert Augustine, Professor Emeritus, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, College of Arts and Sciences. Pantea Barami, Adjunct Instructor of German in the Department of Languages, Literatures, and Cultures College of Arts and Sciences. Gloria Gelman, Associate Professor, College of Nursing. William Haney, Professor of Design, College of Communication and the Arts. Ambassador John K. Menzies, former Dean of the School of Diplomacy, 2007 to 2013. Ronald Misey, Director of Media Center, Assistant Director, TLTC, Adjunct Professor of Photography. Reverend Robert P. Nestor, Professor, College of Education and Human Services, Director of Planning and Institutional Research. Dr. William Smith, Professor Emeritus, Department of Philosophy, College of Communication and the Arts. Dr. Benita F. Stanton, Founding Dean of the Hackensack Meridian School of Medicine. Reverend Alfred Vincent Celiano, Department of Chemistry, College of Arts and Sciences. May the memory of our deceased colleagues remain in our hearts, our minds, and prayers. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Delosier. It is now my pleasure to introduce the birthday girl and the chair of the Faculty Senate and invite her to say a few words. Dr. Mary Balkin assumed the role. I'm sorry. Thank you. Dr. Balkin assumed the role of chair of the Faculty Senate in 2021 and is a professor in the English department, as you'll soon see, right?
I am indeed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Amy. I'm sorry, I guess I jumped the gun there. Okay. Well, you know, when you're anxious and functioning on 2 hours of sleep, so nothing like waiting till the last, well, it wasn't the last minute. But anyway, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome back, and I hope you all had a restorative summer. I'd like to start by taking a moment to recognize and welcome our new faculty colleagues, and a few who are already here with us, but we now welcome in new positions. I met most of them at New Faculty Orientation a few weeks ago, where welcome to Seton Hall became a kind of mantra for the day. I think Dr. Nair got to say it last at the lovely end-of-day reception hosted by the library at the new exhibit of recent faculty book publications on the main floor. I encourage all of you to visit to see the wonderful work being done by our colleagues. I would also like to extend my hearty congratulations to our newly tenured and promoted faculty colleagues. Well done. Having gone through both processes myself, I know how nerve-wracking it can be, but I hope it was ultimately a rewarding experience, even before you learn the results, and that it was a chance for you to strut your stuff and let others see just how terrific you are. And by the way, try to keep that in mind, those of you who are coming up this year, we are rooting for you. I would also like to introduce and thank the other members of the Senate Executive Committee who have toiled beside me throughout the summer. The EC report to the Senate today was 6 pages long, single-spaced, and they will continue to do so in the year ahead. They can't all be here, but for those who are here, please rise when I say your name. Dr. Sona Patel, Health and Medical Sciences. She is the Vice Chair of the Senate. Dr. Mary Ellen Roberts, the Executive Secretary from the College of Nursing. Unfortunately, Dr. Martin Edwards could not be here. He is one of the 2 members at large. He is from the School of Diplomacy and International Relations. What the heck? He can hear us. And Dr. Roseanne Mirabella, who is the 2nd member at large from the College of Arts and Sciences. And of course, you always have to say this, and last but not least, Dr. Judy Lothian, who is the immediate past chair of the Senate, and she is with the College of Nursing. I would also like to thank all of those who serve on the Senate, where there is rarely a dull moment, today's meeting being one of those examples. In addition to the Senate, these colleagues serve on its many committees and do the nuts and bolts work of reviewing program proposals, working for fair and equitable compensation, working on the academic calendar, and so on. We represent all faculty at the university across the spectrum of rank and contract type, full-time and adjuncts. In my convocation remarks last year, I spoke about the increased levels of anxiety, confusion, and even anger that many experienced as a result of the pandemic. And what that we all experienced, right? And that one way we might deal with those emotions as a community was to return to our long-standing motto, Seton Hall is a home for the heart, the mind, and the spirit. I think the work of community building is still paramount to our recovery, and that's my theme for today. I read a wonderful essay this summer by Joshua Dalazal titled Academe is Suffering from Foreign Occupiers, in which he invokes the legacy of Václav Havel, hope I said that right for my philosophy colleagues, and his notion of a humane economy and community in the context of the modern university. Dalazal writes, Havel's core conviction is that human beings should not be forced to accommodate themselves to economic systems, but that social and economic systems should be tailored to human needs and relationships. According to Havel, man should be the measure of all structures, well, people should be the measure of all structures, including economic structures, and not be made to measure for those structures. Dalazal continues, it would be entirely consistent with Havel's message to say that faculty, staff, and students should be the measure of all university structures. The people who define an intellectual community should never be made to measure for a curriculum, a governance system, or an organizational structure. And in the part that most resonated with me, he adds, quote, students want degrees and jobs, but first they want relationships with one another and with passionate teachers. Alumni do not donate money to a school purely to honor a transactional exchange. You got me this high-paying job, and so I'm paying it back. Loyalty flows from nostalgia for places where we knew we were loved. I can think of nothing more destructive to the financial health of an institution than attacking the sources of this love, and that was Dalazal. Most of us are here because we do indeed love what we do. We love our students, and we love our colleagues, or at least we like them a lot. Mainly, yeah. So we love this community, but love is a fragile thing, and it has to be nurtured. It can only flourish when there are genuine connections, communication, respect, a sense of shared commitment and compassion. A true community has love at its root. And the work of community building and love must extend beyond the gates of our campus if we are to be true to our motto. Many of us were gratified to hear Provost Passerini tell our incoming class at new student convocation to turn right when they leave the main gate, not just left. Unfortunately, for many years, that was not the advice students received or told one another. It is something we need to challenge at every turn. Last year, the padlock on the gate behind the rec center was changed to a swipe card, a small but crucial difference for students who live in Newark and can now more easily travel back and forth, and a positive step in the turn right mentality. So the Senate has a full agenda for the coming year. We will be working on compensation issues, on continuing revisions to the South Orange Faculty Guide, on a revised student evaluation form, on addressing concerns about graduate enrollments, Provost will be happy to hear, among many other things. We will continue to work with the administration by having Senate representatives serve on important university committees, such as the Budget Committee and the Benefits Advisory Committee, both of which allow us to keep the channels of communication open between faculty and these important bodies. In addition, I want to thank all of those many faculty members who answered the call last year when asked to serve on what is, by my calculations, 14 administrative level committees, such as the Compensation Study Committee, the Seeds of Innovation Committee, and the Merit Committee. In addition, many of those representatives serve as liaisons to the Senate and report at each Senate meeting. I also note that if you did not offer to be included in our list of potential volunteers last year, you'll have another opportunity this year. A call will be going out soon, and as many of you know, I am good at harassing people. So I have a copious email list, and I will come after you. So visit the Senate website, please, where you will find agendas, minutes, committee reports, and all manner of fascinating documents. Read the Senate newsletter, please, comes out monthly. Stay in touch with your senators. Give them time to report at your school and college faculty meetings to keep your faculty informed. An informed faculty is essential to shared governance. Finally, because I am an English professor, as Dr. Newcomb pointed out, and I did not start this talk with a moment of silence, as I did last year, pace to my contemplative practices colleagues, but I did do it at the Senate today. I would like to end with one of my very favorite poets and make this my contemplative, our contemplative moment today. At a time when we hear a lot about self-care and self-acceptance, when we need all the love and community we can get, this poem gives me hope. It's titled Wild Geese, and those of you who know me will not be surprised to know it is by Mary Oliver. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about your despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and the deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. You have my very best wishes and my pledge to serve this community to the best of my ability as we face the year ahead together. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balkin. Now I would invite our Provost and Executive Vice President, Dr. Katia Passerini, to say a few words. Provost Passerini joined the Seton Hall community in June 2020. As the Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Passerini coordinates the efforts of the Division of Academic Affairs, including the colleges and schools, the University Library, and the Division of Continuing Education and Professional Studies. Please welcome Provost Passerini.
Good evening. I could hardly believe the news yesterday morning when I turned on Channel 7 and heard the MTA, also known as the famous or infamous Metropolitan Transit Authority, is lifting up the mask requirements in New York City public transportations. Now, let's face it, for those of you who have been on the subway, there weren't too many still wearing masks. I was compliant and will continue to be. But that was a big milestone, hearing the news about the MTA. And then this piece of news was followed by another piece of news, the encouragement of getting a booster shot if the last time we got one was more than 2 months ago. And then there was also another encouragement which was painful, because it said if you're above a certain age, you're better off start taking those booster shots over and over and every year. So COVID-19, becoming a flu shot routine was unthinkable 2.5 years ago. We all remember the fear and the pain. Mary, you addressed that in your remarks. 2 years ago, we were actually at this event, faculty convocation, but in another location in Newark at the law school. We were starting the semester. We were speaking to each other online. A few of us were in the law school atrium for the broadcast. We were a little closer there, but we were still really separated by computer-mediated communication. And this is what I want to discuss today: computer-mediated communication, Zoom calls, Microsoft Teams, and people to places. The 3 Ps. And those who have been at Senate today, you know I've talked about the 3 Gs. So now we go with the 3 Ps, the people to places. There is no substitute for people. For the last 2 years, we have had a tremendous difficulty to really connect with people. We are either connected too much, because if you remember being quarantined with your family, that was really too much connection, and some of us were lucky in having a big house, and some of us were in confined, tiny spaces, an apartment. That confinement put a tremendous stress on our family relationships, I'm sure. I still remember this picture of entering one of my youngest rooms, and it was doing jumping jacks in front of a camera, and that was a substitute for physical education in elementary school. Didn't work too well. But we survived. We survived the people, and we survived the places, large or small, iFlex or completely mediated, whatever it was. Somehow, we were resilient. This past year, we were back in person, still within the constraints and fear of a mediated experience, pivoting a couple of times, I remember 2, when the conditions warranted it, and connecting and disconnecting from our places, but always able to adjust. And we were able to give our students the learning experience that they craved. We reconnected with people and places, and slowly came back as a community. And for that, I thank you. We were resilient. And I cannot wait for this year for a full 3P experience. This summer on the green, going to Mass, walking to Mass, walking across the campus and meeting those smiley faces, and reconnected with the people and the places. And yes, our university campus, our university center, will reopen soon. I hear the date is November. Or I would like to continue to take a walk, as we asked the students at Convocation, near the parks near us, on the left and the right, and continue to walk together. But I have an ask for you. As we begin the new academic year, and we welcome more than 30, this number is shifting by the day, but as we welcome more than 30 colleagues, some who are completely new to our university because of a new position, a tenure track position, other moving from a faculty associate to other positions, lecturers, visiting professors, or other similar positions. Let's reconnect with the place. Let's help our new colleagues connect to what makes Seton Hall unique among the plethora of other institutions around us. And that's the people and the place. A campus that is connected through technology, thank you, Paul Fisher, saw him before, but above all, it's connected through relationships. our family, that family that is able to have an intellectually stimulating conversation, data-rich conversation, discussion around issues, agree and disagree at the dinner table, and then come back together the next day, ready to do it all over again, over and over. And we do this because we care about our students and we care about our community. I would like to welcome you all to the academic year 22-23 and remind all of us that we are resilient. We are Seton Hall and we are parents. I invite all of you to walk together metaphorically but also physically. After this event, we will actually have to take a walk to Bethany to have a reception together. And let's smile at the students that we encounter, and let's continue our work together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Provost Passerini. I am pleased to now welcome the 21st President of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph E. Nair. President Nair is a U.S. Naval veteran, a first-generation college graduate, and a proud father of 4. He is a licensed clinical psychologist who has served in a faculty capacity and led at several prominent universities, including Baylor University, Harvard Medical School, and the University of Illinois School of Medicine. Active in research and service, his nationally recognized program of research garnered more than $44 million in extramural funding and led to the development of vital state and federal legislation impacting the system of care across the country. Entering his 12th year as a university president, and more importantly, his 4th year at Seton Hall, you'll come to know President Nair firmly supports and advocates for the vital role faculty play in student transformation and academic discovery. Since taking the helm in 2019 and leading the university through the pandemic, Seton Hall has embraced the faculty voice in academic visioning and strategic planning, invested in campus learning, living, and social spaces to animate that academic vision, funded new interdisciplinary academies, academic programs, and international partnerships, elevated university support for faculty grant attainment, worked to rebalance instructional and non-instructional spending, with 30 new faculty members being recruited to Seton Hall this year, initiated a faculty compensation study, and launched the largest fundraising campaign in Seton Hall history in support of academic innovation, college affordability, and campus transformation. Please join me in welcoming the 21st President of Seton Hall University, Dr. Joseph E. Nair.
Thank you, Amy. Faculty members, administrators, colleagues, friends, and the community at large, good afternoon, and welcome to the academic year 2023. It's a special privilege to speak to you after more than 2.5 years of adjusting to what we've been talking about on stage, and all of you have been dealing with, COVID. And it's refreshing to open a year that looks and feels much closer to normal. I'm particularly excited for this year because it will be my first as president of Seton Hall, which the virus, God willing, will not play a major role. And indeed, there are many reasons for hope and excitement, and many reasons to extend gratitude throughout the university. Most importantly, and at the heart of what we do, this fall we welcomed 1,517 freshmen from 41 states and 21 countries who collectively represent our most qualified and most diverse freshman class in university history. For that, we can be grateful. We can also be grateful for what's happening in animating the academic vision and the strategic plan. The South Orange campus transformation is well underway. As you come back to campus, or perhaps you were here this summer, you've noticed renovations were completed to Jubilee Hall, Boland Hall, Fahey, and the university is in fact scheduled to be completed by the end of November, the first Monday after Thanksgiving, just in time for the lighting of the Christmas tree during our annual Christmas at the Hall celebration. I'm very confident that my youngest child is going to hold us to that timeline. She's very excited to come to campus and help light that tree and see this magnificent new university center. As the Provost mentioned, we added more than 30 full-time and tenure-track faculty to strengthen the academy this fall. They're joining you dedicated to teaching and research and service to the university. And we'll finalize the faculty compensation study this year, much needed and some would argue much overdue. Supporting all of our work at the university, I'm pleased to share that in June, we closed the most successful fundraising year in university history, totaling well over $100 million early in the quiet phase of the university's campaign. You might ask yourself, why does he raise that during faculty convocation? Fair question. Well, one, it's a critical part of our strategy. It's critical to elevating the university. It's critical to our future. And it's a clear demonstration that Seton Hall alums are inspired and interested in again supporting the university. But most importantly, and a particular note for faculty convocation, led by our Board of Regents and key alums, over 40% of the gifts have been dedicated to the endowment to support faculty, to support new programs and innovation, and to support scholarships for students. So I'm most grateful to our board members who are volunteering their time, who are donating their financial resources, but they're championing the work you're doing here at Seton Hall and inspiring others to give back and support our university. In preparing these remarks, I struggled again to find the right words to express my appreciation for all that you have done and continue to accomplish. Throughout the pandemic, the Seton Hall community, by and large, came together to navigate uncertainty and travesty during most difficult times. Truth be told, I think we could all agree that optimism was and arguably continues to be in short supply throughout the country and throughout the region. Adding insult to injury, tuition-dependent universities were hit especially hard by the pandemic and are suffering financially from inflation and declining enrollments. In fact, I'll share with you that I've been asked by numerous area presidents, how did Seton Hall accomplish so much and thrive during one of the hardest periods in higher education modern history? And I enjoy telling that story. I tell them the story of our faculty and our community. Our faculty, I share with them, rolled up their sleeves alongside the administration. Our faculty took the lead during the pandemic in crafting an academic vision for the university. They co-led the university strategic planning process, served on numerous associated committees, pandemic contingency planning groups, and they continue to guide strategy implementation to this day. That's remarkable. That's how Seton Hall will thrive. And I also have to take a moment to extend gratitude to our colleagues who comprised the Executive Committee of the Faculty Senate for the last 3 years. Remarkable service. We had many, many meetings throughout the pandemic with the Executive Committee of the Senate. The questions we were grappling with were complex. Nerves were frayed. Uncertainty filled the air. And I could not have asked for better colleagues to help advise and guide the university than the Executive Committee of the Faculty Senate for the last 3 years. So please, I think we can all thank the Executive Committee of the Faculty Senate for the last 3 years. Now, it's not easy to find optimism during difficult times. In fact, anger, frustration, divisiveness often grows much faster with far-reaching consequences. Successful tuition-dependent universities like Seton Hall are those who are able to pull together rather than being pulled apart, those willing to innovate rather than stagnate. Those that avoided pandemic paralysis were able to do so because they spent time finding solutions, leaning forward and coming together to pull in the same direction rather than being pulled apart. Now, safeguarding the faculty voice and upholding shared governance remain vital to those efforts, and especially for our students' well-being. So I want to thank you for going above and beyond in your teaching, in your research, and in your service. In this last year, your cooperation and flexibility were key to advancing our third successful pandemic year. Your dedication to harvest our treasures, our strategy, despite the pandemic, allowed Seton Hall to plan and execute with confidence. You engaged with seeds of innovation as we worked to strengthen academic quality and increase spending on instruction. You embraced opportunities to create interdisciplinary projects, taking full advantage of the academies, while advancing with clarity and safeguarding academic freedom beyond the classroom. Absolutely critical. Your and our collective shared sacrifice allowed us to restore salaries and benefits, to fully fund retirement accounts, and provide across-the-board raises that all made good on Seton Hall's promise, its financial promise to all of us. Now, we must do more. We must complete. I agree. Well, we must do more than that, though. Those are successes, hands down. But we must do more. We must complete the faculty compensation study and work to ensure fair and equitable compensation, benefits, and teaching loads. Now, that's not easy work, and I want to thank the faculty who were appointed and the administrators who were appointed to the committee. They've been seated, they've met, they selected the compensation vendor, and their work is underway. Difficult work, but work that's much needed. Through the twists and turns and the ups and downs over the last years, you've instilled, most importantly in students, critical attributes to reach further beyond their grasp, further than they thought they could, and to not lose sight of their goals and their dreams for the future. That's why we're here. With your guidance, our students worked harder. They take no opportunity for granted, and they graduate ready to change and move important issues and help change the world. As I noted when toasting our new faculty, I noted your remarkable efforts are directly responsible for nurturing the next generation of CEOs and senators, artists and athletes, teachers, lawyers and healthcare providers, bishops and business leaders, researchers and rectors, policymakers and poets, and hopefully, future professors. Thankfully, we opened this year with a host of new faculty colleagues that I had the pleasure of meeting during orientation, and I was impressed but not surprised by their pedigree, their excitement, and their vitality. I know they've already made themselves at home and will shortly make their mark on this great university. They joined a faculty whose eminence continues to advance each year. We recently recognized faculty who achieved tenure and promotion for their outstanding teaching, service, and research. And we have a growing number of Fulbright winners and noted scholars, including 2 faculty this past year. Please join me in congratulating Inez Mirzaku, the Professor of Religion and Director of Catholic Studies, and Catherine Neville, Associate Dean of Nursing, on their recent awards. Please join me in congratulating them. This is Professor Mirzaku's 4th Fulbright. She will serve on the theology faculty at St. Cyril and Methodius, University in North Macedonia. And Dean Neville's award takes her to Scotland, where she will investigate nursing students' perceptions of individuals with opiate use disorders. I'm confident their work will not only be successful, but will continue to inspire us all. Toward key investments in the academy, the university has invested in its grant support mechanisms, as noted earlier, and is very interested in assisting you in your continued scholarly pursuits. I know Provost Passerini and the deans will ensure those resources serve you well. Leaning forward, this year we're mostly unhindered by the public health crises, and we're working to overcome the financial concerns of COVID. This presents us with a long-awaited opportunity. Finally, we can apply the full force of our attention and efforts to advancing Seton Hall. As much as we've achieved over the past few years, we can accomplish much more in the coming months. So this year, I want to highlight what we know we're working to accomplish. One, completing the faculty compensation study. I counted 4 speakers have mentioned that already today. We will continue to rebalance instructional and non-instructional expenses in favor of the academy, and further seeds of innovation, a plan to streamline administration and strengthen instruction. We'll continue to build the faculty through additional full-time and tenure track hires. We'll continue to promote interdisciplinarity and advance new ways to support instruction and research. We'll sharpen our focus on graduate programs and enrollment, where we've been struggling for several years. We'll continue to work to diversify our faculty and administration and further our university-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion goals. We'll control the cost of a Seton Hall education through our affordability agenda and leverage grants and scholarships that are so generously provided by our alumni. We'll continue to campus transformation, including 2 recent grant applications about to be submitted to the state of New Jersey to renovate Walsh Library and university labs. We'll advance the silent phase of our comprehensive fundraising campaign to grow the endowment in support of faculty, in support of our students, in support of programs. And we must continue to be nimble and flexible in the face of unforeseen issues, but also opportunities. And as much as I lean forward, I have a special request to make of you today. I ask for your help to be especially aware of the national trend and the students here at Seton Hall who, despite rising academic qualifications, may be entering college with splintered academic skills from a COVID-impacted high school experience. You're seeing it. We're seeing it across the country. We're also seeing students come to Seton Hall and other universities with elevated mental health needs and challenges to basic needs. I know you will help them achieve, and I know you will continue to refer them to the many support services across the university. Thanks to additional grant funds and additional resources, we've been able to expand on mental health service delivery. And again, we need your help to help connect students to the services that they need. Our collective dedication to achieving these key initiatives will continue to ensure Seton Hall takes its rightful place as a foremost Catholic university. In closing, let me once again express my gratitude and my admiration to you for the many roles you play in the life of Seton Hall and the life of our students. I hope you understand how much you are appreciated, particularly by our students, and let us embark upon an academic year with eager anticipation of the many opportunities it will bring. Through it all, we will continue to make academic decisions whenever possible, rooted in responsible faculty input, advice, and successful shared governance. You and our entire community will be in our prayers for a robust and fulfilling year. Thank you for all you do. God bless you, and God bless Seton Hall.
Thank you, President Nyer. At this point in the program, we will invite our deans to recognize their faculty promotions and tenure, our emeritus faculty member, and to introduce our new faculty. Please note that some faculty may not be in attendance due to teaching or other obligations. Their names will be announced regardless of this. Allow me now to welcome the Dean of the College of Arts and Science, Dean Jarita Frierson.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to introduce our faculty members for promotion to full professor and ask to stand when I say your name. Dong Chen, Department of Languages, Literatures, and Cultures. Jonathan Farina, Department of English. Hei Ping Zhao, Department of Biological Sciences. Now we have faculty promoted to associate professor with tenure, and they are as follows. Don Apgar, Department of Sociology. Department of Sociology, Anthropology, Social Work, and Criminal Justice. Okay. Fan Li Jia, Department of Psychology. Russell Spriglia, Department of English. Terrence Teo, Department of Political Science and Public Affairs. Travis Timmerman, Department of Philosophy. Laura Wangeren, Department of History. Congratulations to the faculty. Next, I will introduce our new faculty and ask them to please stand. Please hold your applause until all new faculty have been introduced. Angela Baglio, PhD, University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey, Department of Biological Sciences. Jared Best, PhD, Portland State University, Department of Sociology, Anthropology, Social Work, and Criminal Justice. Clapping is good. James Rushing Daniel, PhD, University of Wisconsin at Madison, Department of English. Rachel Fiskin, PhD, University of Tennessee, Department of Psychology. Henrique Helweg, PhD, University of California, Department of Philosophy. Jason Heman, PhD, Indiana University, Department of Mathematics and Computer Sciences. Eric Hill, PhD, The Ohio State University, Department of Biological Sciences. Araz Konodzik, PhD, Temple University, Department of Physics. Lu-Ye Lee, PhD, University of Delaware. James Phillip, PhD, University of Virginia, Department of Mathematics and Computer Sciences. Farah Rosé, PhD, Seton Hall University, Department of Chemistry. Robert Sorensen, PhD, Pacific College of Oriental Medicine, Department of Biological Sciences. Rachel Slutzy, PhD, Harvard University, Department of Religion. And Marilyn Snyder, PhD, Rutgers University, University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey, Department of Biological Sciences. And Jacob Uyghur, PhD, University of Georgia, Department of Sociology, Anthropology, Social Work, and Criminal Justice. Welcome to Seton Hall. I now invite Joyce A. Strausser, Dean of Stillman School of Business, to come to the podium. Thank you.
Good afternoon. It is such a proud moment and such a pleasure for me to recognize my colleagues who are in tenure and promotion this year. So, in recognition for his earning promotion to full professor in the Department of Computing and Decision Sciences, Viswa Viswanathan. and my colleague Kangjin Ken Ji, who earned promotion to associate professor and tenure in the Department of Finance. Congratulations, Ken. And I'm also proud to recognize my colleague, Dr. Yeoman Yoon, who earned emeritus designation this year. I don't know if Dr. Yoon's here, but let's congratulate him. Now I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming our newest faculty hired to the Stillman School of Business. I'm going to ask them to stand, of course. I don't know if it would do any good if I say hold your applause until the end, but I'll let you be the judge. So first, we start with Professor Joanne Biter. Joanne earned her MBA from the Bernard M. Baruch College of the City University of New York, and she's joining our Department of Marketing. Next, we have Yuan Shen. Yuan earned his PhD from Rutgers University, and he's joining our Department of Accounting and Taxation. Now we have Leo Chung, who's rejoining our Department of Finance. So Leo, I don't think could make it tonight, but he earned his MBA from Rensselaer Polytechnic University, and as I said, joining our Department of Finance once again. So welcome back, Leo. Danielle DeMeglio earned her MBA at St. John's University and is joining our Department of Accounting and Taxation. Then we have Christine Fowler-Phillips, who earned her MPA at Seton Hall University. And Christine is joining our Department of Management. Professor Avery Newmark, who earned his LLM in taxation from New York University School of Law, could not join us tonight, but he will be joining our Department of Accounting and Taxation. So welcome, Avery. Sina Shukuyar earned his PhD from the University of Texas at Dallas. Yeah. He's joining our Department of Computing and Decision Sciences. And last but not least, Professor Patrick Wall earned his MBA from Fordham University, and he is ABD from Fordham now. I'm not sure if Professor Wall's with us this evening, but he is joining our Department of Economics and Legal Studies. So colleagues, welcome to Seton Hall and the Stillman family. Congratulations. And now it's my privilege to welcome to the podium Dr. Renee Robinson, Interim Dean of the College of Communication and the Arts.
Good afternoon. It's good to see everyone. Exciting. Thank you. I'd like to start with saying it's my very, 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 very great privilege to introduce our faculty member for promotion to associate professor with tenure, Dr. Matthew Pressman. Congratulations, Dr. Pressman. I would also like to say what a privilege it is to welcome our two newest colleagues to the Department of Communication and the Arts. I'd like to begin with Taylor Henry, PhD, University of Iowa. I would also like to welcome Madison Craw, PhD, University of Utah. Welcome to Seton Hall. But because I'm greedy, I expect a whole huge round of applause now since you've piled in the middle. Next, please welcome Dean Courtney Smith, School of Diplomacy and International Relations, to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the faculty and students of the School of Diplomacy, it's my great pleasure to recognize our professor who's been promoted and tenured, and that is Dr. Zena Miller. we don't have any new faculty, so you don't have to hear the sentence about not clapping from me. But what I will do is introduce our next dean, and that's Interim Dean Joseph Martinelli of the College of Education and Human Services.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege and honor to introduce to you our promotions from the College of Education and Human Services. Promotion with tenure, Edmund Ajapong. Edmund. And promotion to full professor from the Department of Professional Psychology and Family Therapy, Peggy Brady Amoon. Congratulations. I'd also like to introduce to you our newest faculty members. You can applaud anytime you want by this point. For the Department of Education, Leadership, Management, and Policy, with a PhD from the University of Southern California, Randall Clemens. Randy? For the Department of Professional Psychology and Family Therapy, with a PhD from Seton Hall University, Jessica Jean Baptiste. For the Department of Educational Leadership, Management, and Policy, with a PhD from the University of Arizona, Santiago Castillo Gutierrez. Welcome. And for the Department of Educational Studies, with a PhD from the University of Delaware, Nicole Hansen. Nicole? And Nicole's with us. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Dr. Michael LaFontaine from the School of Health and Medical Sciences. Michael?
Good evening and thank you. I would like to tell everyone that our page is blank now, but I know this. So unfortunately our members could not be here tonight, so I would like to just extend congratulations to Dr. Kathleen Nagel, who was promoted to Associate Professor from the Department of Speech Language Pathology. And I would also like to welcome a new faculty member, so new in fact he's actually in the car now, driving north from Florida, Dr. Richard Johnson, who will be the incoming chair of the Department of Physical Therapy, and he has his Doctor of Education degree from Dowling College, excuse me. And so I would like to now present for, or inform, welcome, excuse me, Kathleen Buzang from the law school. Dean Buzang.
Good afternoon. It's always a wonderful thing to welcome new faculty to join us. So not with us this afternoon, but we recruited from Syracuse, Jerome Dorfman, JSD, JSM from Stanford University, and he comes to us to teach in the disability law and healthcare finance area. Assis Misduri received her JD. Assis received her JD from Georgetown and has been practicing law since then, mostly in the legal services area. And she comes to start a criminal justice clinic, which is so desperately needed in New Jersey, and will be teaching criminal law as well. Bob Boland, he comes to us from, most recently, from Penn State. And he received his JD from Stanford University after playing football at Columbia. And he joins us to teach sports, gaming, and a little bit in the hospitality area as well. And finally, Amelia Wilson, who has her JD from the University of Minnesota Law School. and she is teaching in our immigration clinic and representing clients who desperately need her and our students' help. So thank you for that. So I'm very pleased to invite Dean of University Libraries, John Bushman, to come to the podium.
I'm very happy, thank you, very happy to introduce our newest faculty member promoted to full professor, Dr. Lisa Rose Wiles. Additionally, it's my pleasure to introduce our newest faculty members, Mr. Michael Murphy, who has an MS from Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. Welcome, Michael. And Lisa Thornton, who has an MLS from Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey. Please welcome Dr. Maria Foley, Dean of the College of Nursing, to come to the podium.
Thank you, John. So please join me in congratulating our faculty member who is tenured in the graduate department, Dr. Joyce Maglione, who has a PhD from New York University. I also ask you to congratulate our faculty who was promoted to clinical associate professor, Dr. Teresa Conklin, with her DNP from Seton Hall University. And please help me welcome our newest faculty member, Dr. Danielle Conklin, who will be teaching in our psych mental health nurse practitioner program. She has her DNP also from NYU. I now invite Monsignor Gerard McCarran, the interim rector and dean of the Immaculate Conception Seminary School of Theology, to come to the podium.
And it's my great honor to announce the promotion to full professor of two of our seminary faculty, Justin Anderson of the Department of Moral Theology, and Victor Velarde-Mayo of the Philosophical Theology Department. And it's also my pleasure to welcome Nancy Enright, Director of the University Corps.
It is my very, very great pleasure and an honor to welcome to the University Corps Dr. Roger Alfani. Dr. Alfani comes to us with a PhD in Religious Studies and Peace Building from the University of Montreal, and we're thrilled to have you in the Corps. And now it's my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Monica Burnett, the Vice President of the Division of Student Services.
Good evening, everybody. Our newest faculty members in the Department of Military Science are Lieutenant Colonel Adam Shear, Master of Public Administration, International Security Policy from Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs. Major Stephen Fox, Master of Business Administration, Syracuse University. Captain Hope Shremka, Bachelor of Science in Geospatial Science, USAFA, and Graduate Certificate Digital Mapping from the University of Kentucky. Captain Gary Chapman, MA in Business Security Management from Webster's University, and MS in Sustainability Science, Montclair State University. and Master Sergeant Adam Laws, BA in Homeland Security from Trident University. Welcome to Seton Hall, and please help me welcome back to the podium Dean John Bushman to introduce our last faculty member and to give us an update on the faculty merit process.
But wait, there's more. First, join me in welcoming our Toth Lonergan Visiting Professor for the fall semester, Father Brian Cronin. He earned his PhD in Lonergan Studies from Boston College. Now to my main job, to be here. The purpose of faculty merit process is to recognize annual outstanding contributions achieved by members of the faculty in the areas of teaching, scholarship, and service. The merit program is intended to support the university's commitment to recognize and reward high-performing faculty members who have made significant contributions to the university's academic enterprise. Faculty receiving merit recognition for the 21-22 academic year are listed in the electronic faculty convocation program. So you can look that up after the ceremony. Congratulations to these faculty. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, please welcome back Dr. Balcom to the podium to read the citation for this year's Albert Haycom Faculty Service Award. Dr. Balcom.
Okay. Will Nicholas, oh, there he is. Okay. A little eager here. Okay. As chair of the Faculty Senate, I'm going to read this really slowly. I am pleased to continue the tradition of presenting the Faculty Service Medal in the name of the entire faculty at our annual faculty convocation. The Senate resolution that established this award in 1998 states, quote, "This honor shall be bestowed upon a full-time South Orange faculty member for giving copiously of his or her time, energy, and personal gifts to advance the status and interests of the faculty and thereby of the academic mission of the university," end quote. As a tribute to Dr. Albert Haycom and through the Faculty Senate resolution in 2008, the Faculty Service Medal was renamed the Albert Haycom Faculty Service Medal. It is my great pleasure to announce that the 2022 Albert Haycom Faculty Service Medal recipient is Dr. Nicholas Snow, professor in the Department of Chemistry, College of Arts and Sciences. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Balcom, and congratulations to Dr. Snow. I would like to thank everyone who brought this program together, especially the members of the Faculty Convocation Planning Committee who worked tirelessly to make this program possible. As a reminder, we're going to take a walk together. There's a reception in Bethany, rooms B-C, immediately following the program. It is a tradition that we conclude the faculty convocation by singing the alma mater. Please welcome back our student performers. And please stand.
to all my